All right, guys, I'm Rich Robin, Gator Pit, Texas Custom Barbecue Pits, and we have our new pellet cooker that is out today and available today. I've got a customer's brand new 20 by 36, quarter-inch thick Gator Pit pellet cooker with a 35-pound hopper. There is a pellet dump in the back to empty out unused pellets and or to switch pellet wood flavors out. Very convenient. It comes with a probe, a meat probe that plugs in here, goes through a little probe port that we fabricate on the side wall, and then you stick this into your piece of meat. I'm putting it in here for demonstration purposes just to show how it works. So just pretend that that is in a piece of meat, brisket, butt, whatever. And to check that meat temperature, rather than opening up your door and using a manual thermometer, you can hit the thermometer probe here and it will display what that internal meat temperature is on your digital display, and you won't have to open up your doors and manually stick your meat to check for the meat temperature. Okay, very convenient feature that is. We're using the Pellet Pro hopper. It is the upgraded assembly with the stainless steel fire pot and stainless steel top lid and 35-pound capacity hopper. With your digital display on the front, the grill itself has a lower sliding food tray that slides in and out. I don't want to mess with it right now because I put my meat thermometer on the grate, and also it's full of oil and I don't want to get oil on my hands, so I can show you this thing. But I did oil this thing down. You're going to season this just like you would an offset smoker. You're going to put cooking oil in it. You're going to charge the auger with the pellets. That's in the owner's menu that comes with it. I did all that already. It took me about 5 minutes from the time I pulled this out of my shop, brand new, nothing done to it other than just brand spanking new out the shop, to put a little cooking oil on it. As you can see, the shiny oil in there, and that is cooking oil. I'll put it in a little squirt bottle that you see here. Makes it easy to squirt it in there, and then I kind of rub around in there with a little rag or my gloves you see here. But you get it on the door flanges. You put it on the outside of the pipe where the door flange overlaps that. Put it on the bottom as well, all around the door on the four corners. And you get your meat grates and you just squirt it in there, liberal to squirt it. Don't worry about getting too much in there. It's gonna go out the bottom and it's gonna go out your drain, which is down there. I have the cap on there right now, but normally if you're cooking, you're going to remove that cap so that all that grease drains out of it. I'm leaving it on there right now and I'll drain it out later. I'm only doing this for a quick demonstration of this new Gator Pit pellet cooker. This one's at an introductory offer right now for $18.95. $18.95 gets you exactly what you're looking at right here with a 35-pound stainless steel upgraded Pellet Pro hopper, sliding lower food rack, a half removable top rack. That's all framed out in angle iron, guys. It's strong, it's sturdy. You've got your grease pan below this, and you got your heat shield below the grease pan and above the fire pot. All those internal components are removable for cleaning. Real easy to get all that stuff out. Slide your food tray out, reach in there, pull everything else out real quick, seconds, all it takes. You got your adjustable smokestack. We flanged the doors. This section is built just like all of our other Gator pits. We're known for not leaking pits. This pit's not gonna leak. It's gonna seal up nice and tight. We've got the internal flanges on the outside. We've got the Gator badging. We've got the stainless steel handles. We did go ahead and put a coupler in there in case someone wanted to add a temperature gauge to it. Whether it be when they order this pit from us, you can add a Tell True gauge to it, or you can, after the fact, add a gauge wherever you buy your gauge from. But it is already in there with the coupler and a plug, that the plug is threaded and removable. Put your gauge in there. It's that quick, that simple, that easy. Again, quarter-inch thick construction. You do have a half-inch welded handle that is a push-pull rod. It doesn't have the stainless steel cool touch handles on it like our GP 2036 higher end with more of the custom features on it, but it doesn't get hot. You don't have to worry about moving this thing around when this thing's fired up. These don't get hot. Even though you don't have the cool touch handles on it, don't think it's going to get hot. It's not going to get hot. The cool touch handles being a bigger grip makes it easier to grab and move it around as opposed to a half-inch rod. That's your upgrade on the handle. There's also a handle on this side of the hopper. Angle framed log rack, our heavy duty 5-inch commercial casters with greasable zerks to grease the axles and the bearings on the swivels. Again, back to that 2-inch grease string. There is a 2-inch grease string with a threaded removable cap. If you ever wanted to add the ball valve to it, whether it's at the time you order it from us or after the fact, you can easily buy a ball valve. Any hardware store sells them. It will fit a standard 2-inch brass ball valve. You got your thermometer in here that goes to your controller to regulate your cooking temperature that you preset here. This is a coal pit. It's not fired up. The temperature right now, just normal temperature, is 62 degrees. It's just picking up the steel and the temperature that's in here. It's not fired up. I'm fixing to hit the button and we're going to fire it up. But that's the base model for $18.95, an introductory offer. I'm going to run it for a limited time offer. If you want this pit, call now, order it, get it on order. Any questions, give me a call, shoot me an email. Phone number is 713-896-0144. Again, 713-896-0144. My email to me is info at gatorpit.net. info at gatorpit.net. info at gatorpit.net. Call me or email me. I'll be happy to answer questions on this. But we're going to fire it up. This is the first one that's pulled out of my shop. And this, what I kind of call right now is the base model. I'm going to give it a name. I don't know what to name it yet, but it's going to have a name. It's going to be on the website. You can pick it on the website. You can go in there and look at the videos. You can look at pictures of it, and you can look at the full description of it at gatorpit.net website. But it's so new, I don't even have a name for it yet. So we're going to fire it up. I'm going to show you how this thing gets up to temp. But I want to do this video, one, not only to introduce this new Gator Pit pellet cooker or grill, but to also kind of show my customers that have these pits or getting these pits or going to be ordering these pits, kind of how to fire it up. And basically all you do is do the cooking oil like I mentioned, and that's in the owner's manual, and I got seasoning videos as well. Follow the same demonstrations in my seasoning videos from Offsets. This is the same thing, guys. Cooking oil inside of it. You're gonna fill your hopper up. I got this one half full with pellets. These are, I think, hickory pellets. Again, it's only about half full. It's right here. I still got that much more I could add to it. I'm going to let it run for a few hours today and season it and obviously doing a video on it. Nice stainless steel lid. But I got my hopper half full. I've got it turned on. I did charge the auger, okay, which means I fed pellets through the auger. There's an 18-inch fire pot in there, so my fire pot's in the middle. And I do that because it gives you more an even temperature in there as opposed to a fire pot off to the side where you're going to burn hotter here and then cooler as that air goes down there. Guys, it's going to work like an offset when you do that, when you put that over here. So you're going to have a hot spot here and a cold spot there. The idea of the pellet cookers, for the most part, is to not have hot and cold spots in it. It is for it to run pretty much like a convection oven, as you see most others advertise. But the difference between me and a lot of the other cookers out there is that the fire pot's on the far left side and it runs hot here and it cools off as it goes down and out the stack. My fire pot's in the middle. The heat's more evenly distributed. When it hits the heat shield, it spreads out. When the heat and that grease pan gets hot, that radiant heat spreads out, thereby giving you more of an even temperature convection oven type cooking, okay? And that's because the fire pot's in the middle. Everything goes out your single stack over here. And this is adjustable, by the way. This does open and close. All right, so let's hit the button. Let's see what happens when I hit the button. I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna hit the mid button because I like to cook it around 270 normally if I'm cooking at mine at my house. Y'all have seen videos of me at my house. If you haven't, browse my YouTube channel. You'll see videos of me cooking on my pellet cooker at my house. But let's hit that button. We're gonna wait until we see some smoke coming out right here. And then we're gonna close our lid. And we're gonna just let it run and let it do what it normally does. When you get this pit at your house, you'll see exactly what's gonna happen. It's not gonna function any different at your house than what I'm doing right here on a brand new virgin pit that's never even been cooked on, much less fired up. So let's fire this thing up. Let's hit that mid button. You're gonna hear some fans kicking on. You're gonna hear the auger start to feed the pellets. The heating rod inside is gonna get hot. and it's gonna ignite those pellets. You're gonna start hearing all kinds of little things, mechanisms going on inside this thing, and that's all normal. So let's wait. Let's see what happens. I kind of want to look at the time. Kind of give me an idea of what's going on from a cold start. From 62 degrees. We're gonna let this thing start smoking here in a minute. Once I start seeing some smoke, I'm gonna close my doors up. And once we close those doors, we're gonna start seeing that temperature climb. Okay, I've got, from the cold start, 12:37. Time is 12:37 p.m. I'm not gonna really use this time. From a cold start, I guess you can, but I'm gonna time it at 12:37 now when I just hit the on button. And when I start seeing the smoke, I'm gonna close the lid, and then we're gonna just see how fast, once that lid's closed, how fast it's gonna get to our set temperature. So let me see if I can hear. I got a lot of traffic noise. Let me see what I can hear. I can hear some pulsating, and I already smell some smoke. So it shouldn't be much longer before we start seeing some smoke if it shows up in the video. So it hadn't even been a minute yet. I've already got some smoke coming out. I can see it here. I'm gonna let a little more start coming out, and I'm gonna close my door up. Now I'm starting to see quite a bit more coming out. And I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not. I have no idea, but I can see it. It's obvious there's smoke coming out here now. It may or may not show up on this video. Let's let it run. I want that fire pot to get going. I want to get a good amount of pellets in that fire pot to start off the initial fire. It's really starting to smoke now. See, the temperature went from 62 to 63. I think I'll wait till it gets about 65, and I'm gonna shut that door down. And we're just gonna see how long it takes to get to our preset temperature. Now you probably can see some smoke. It's starting to really start putting some smoke out right now. At least from what I can see. Hopefully it shows up on the camera. I can hear that fan blowing. I'm leaving it open because I want y'all to be able to see that smoke. I hope it shows up. It's got some good smoke going now, guys. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Tell you what, why don't we close this thing up now? Because I know y'all should be able to see that smoke. It looks like, because I can see it on the screen. Look at that. Woo! We smoking. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get those things going good. I like it, I like it. Ah, I heard the fan just kick on. Watch, you're gonna see this kind of dissipate, watch. That fan's blowing now, just kicked on, which means we're actually up and running now. So let's close this thing up. And we're gonna start watching this thing climb. 67, 68. Look guys, no leaking out my doors, no leaking. Virgin pit. And you saw all that smoke in there, man. It's not coming out my pellet cooker doors. It's coming out the stack. That's where it's supposed to be. It's Gator Pit, baby. I'm excited, man. I'm as excited on this as my customers are when they get their pit for the first time. Ah, I can hear that fan going. I can hear that auger going a little bit. No leaking, guys. This thing hasn't even been burned out, even sealed, burned with the seasoning and sealed yet. It's still just wet, sloppy oil in there, look. No leaking, man. I love it. We're 119, 120. Oh, I forgot to check the time, shoot. It's 12:40. 12:41, 12:41, 12:41. I don't know if I can see that, 12:41. We're 151, 153, 56, 57, 58, 60, 61, 76, 77, 8, 70. Woo! Look at that, 80. 90, 91, I'm loving it. 200 degrees. Guys, we haven't been running 2 minutes. $225. I think we're gonna get to 270 pretty quick. I think I advertised in my other videos that we were 270 or 275 within 9 minutes or 5 minutes. I can't remember what it was back then. But guys, we're already 252, 253. This is set at 270. Now it's starting to slow down. Well, you think, well, I climbed so fast, why is it slowing down? Because we're getting close to our preset temperature at 270. Now you start hearing things back off a little bit. Guys, you can hear all this stuff. I don't know if y'all can, but I can hear all this stuff working, pulsating in there, vibrating, fans kicking off and on. I can hear all that going on. We're at 260, guys. I'm still at 1242. Still at 1242. We're 261, 262. See, it's slowed down. It's going to try to get you right around that 270 without going too far past that. That's what it's designed to do. That's what the program is. That's the software. 266. 268. Now it's really kind of sitting there. It's like, oh, I'm there. What do I want to do? Do I want to put a little more pellet in there, get a little more fan going? 269. 270. 270 and it's, oh shit. Oh, sorry about that. 270 and it's 1243, guys. 270 from a cold start at 62 degrees, which was just the air temperature out here, to 270 in what? 3 minutes, I think, maybe? And no leaking, guys. There's no leaking. Look at this. Nothing leaking out of here. Look at that clean burn going over here. And that's hot. That's heat coming out, man. Clean burn. It's 279. It's 280. At some point, you're going to see it drop back down. It's going to keep it around that 270 degrees that we preset it at. Everything's calming down on it. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but it's all calming down. And you're thinking, what is he saying? It's all calming down. It's all those mechanisms in there, the fans, the auger. All that's calming down. See, it was 280, now it's 270, 277, 276. Come on, man. Can't get better than this. 274, 273. It's going back down to that preset 270 I put it at. It got from 62 degrees, a cold start. That temperature is only picking up what the temperature is out here in the shade, to 270 degrees in about 3 minutes, if not less. 268. It's going to keep you around that 270 degrees. And guys, it's going to do this all day long, 270. It's going to do this all day long. Set it at 280, set it at 295, set it at 275, set it at 225. It doesn't matter what you set that at. It's going to do exactly what it's doing right now at my preset 270. It's 274. No leak. It's warm. 276. Again, it's going to keep it around your preset temperature, your cooking temperature that you want to cook at. This Gator Pit is going to do it, guys. And it's 1/4 inch. Real steel, baby. That's real steel. I wouldn't want to do that on one of those other ones. I'll cave it in like a beer can. That's real steel. Look, 268. 268. Watch, it's going to climb up to, again to about probably 272, 274. And then it's going to kick it back down to 268, maybe even 266. Look, see, 269. It's doing exactly what I said it was going to do. 269, 268. It's keeping that temperature at the 270 that I set this at. So if I'm wanting to cook at 270 and I want to cook a brisket and I want to cook it all day long, not have to open up my doors, set the temperature, fill the hopper up, and let it go. Don't worry about having to add fuel to it. Don't worry about having to come back and fill the hopper up. All right, this thing's gonna go for hours and hours and hours. I'm gonna let it run all day while I'm here at the shop. Let it run all day. I ain't doing nothing. You know what watching that hopper reminds me of when you look inside? What it reminds me of as a kid? How many of y'all used to poke fire ant hills or mounds and watch the ants come out? And you see all those little ants going everywhere, just thousands of them. Kind of weird looking, right? Yeah, I know I'm talking weird stuff right now. But that's what watching that hopper reminds me of. Because you slowly see like the little pellets. Every now and then you'll see one kind of move. And it kind of does this. It's kind of weird looking. Anyway. 265 is what I told you it would do. Now, guess what? It's going to kick on. It's going to run back up and get me back up to that 270-ish. 267, 268. Guys, I know this pit like the back of my hand. I designed it. All right, I know what they do. There's nothing I ever say or do in any of my videos that I can't back up. You're looking at it. I haven't even cut, this video is not even edited. All right, I'm just talking. I'm not turning it off. I'm not cutting anything out of it. This is it, guys. 272, 273, cutting back down, 271, keeping you at that 270, and no leaks, guys. No leaks. Look at that. It's got a clean burn. I can see just a little hint of smoke coming out. Okay, that's what you want. That's what you want on an offset too. You want that clean burning fire where you hardly see any smoke. All right, my Gator Pit pellet cooker is doing the same thing, guys, but it's doing it with pellets. Real wood pellets. See that? Real wood pellets. Hickory. Quarter-inch thick steel, stainless steel handles. Doesn't arrive at your house in a box, a cardboard box. Guys, this thing's completely welded, man. This hopper, let me explain the hopper and how it attaches to the Gator Pit grill. There's 4 bolts here. Those 4 bolts is what attaches the hopper to the side wall of my grill. All right. There's an 18-inch fire pot in there. That 18-inch puts it centered on a 36-inch chamber. There's a gasket in there that seals where the auger and the fire pot insert into the cooker. That gasket seals it down there. Also in here, I put a little bitty wall in there so that when that grease drains, when your meat juices and all that hit that grease pan, it's got about a 1 inch, 3/4 to 1 inch slope from this end to that end. Very slight slope. So anything that's liquid that hits has got to go down this way. It's forced down here. And why? Because your drain's down there. There's a little bitty wall in here, somewhere about right here on the bottom of the barrel, on the pipe, that prevents grease from backing up where your fire pot and all that is. So everything that drips down only has one place to go, and that's right there out of your drain. Very easy cleanup, guys. Every so many cooks, you'll get a little ash from your fire pot and that fan blowing down here. Just wipe it out. I use a little handheld 18-volt shop vac, and I just take everything out, suck it up. I clean my fire pot out, get any burnt pellet ash that's down there, and that's it. That's my cleanup, man. I put foil on my grease pan. I get heavy duty foil from Costco or Sam's Club. I lay double layered on my grease pan. That way all that crap that hits my grease pan actually is on top of the foil. And then the next day when that's cool, I take the foil and I roll it up towards this end and I throw it away. That way I'm not cleaning my grease pan's not all nasty. I don't have rubs and sauces and meat fat burn up on there. My grease pan stays clean like it is right now in this virgin pit. And I know some of y'all sitting back there watching this video while I'm talking going, you know what, I ain't seen that thing leak smoke nowhere. It's not going to, guys. And you know what, it's just gonna get better the more you cook on it. Because the more you cook on it, the more it seasons, the more this grease bakes in there, it seals even tighter than it is now. And you say, well, how's that? Because it ain't leaking nothing now. You're right, it's not. But it just gets better. And it gets better the more you cook on it. The same as all my Gator Pits do. Guys, this is the quality pellet cooker. You know, is it the best pellet cooker on the market? It's better than most. I can confidently tell you that. It's better than most. It's better than the ones I've seen. It's better than the ones I've cooked on. It's a Gator Pit, man. It's a Gator Pit. Gator Pit is synonymous with quality. Heavy-duty construction. This is it. Quality. Heavy-duty construction. Gator Pit. Let's open this door. Oh, you know what I want to show you? Let's hit the internal probe. So I have that meat thermometer sitting on the grate, right? It's sitting on the grate, touching the steel, and that's reading 230. Now, you know that's not accurate by any means, so don't think, oh, well, his pit set at 270, but the meat thermometer is only reading 230, 232. Well, yeah, there's going to be a difference of it, all right? One's picking up your air temperature, the other one's just sitting on a meat grate, on a food tray. All right, and it's kind of half-assed in there too, to be honest. I'll even open it and show you. It's just kind of hanging in there. Not really doing much of anything, but just sitting there. All right? My point is, you hit that, and it's going to tell you, now look, I hit it now it says 276 air temp, 227 meat probe temp. And yeah, I'm touching it, and yeah, that shit's hot. All right, but that's a cool feature that our pellet cookers do. All right, that's clean burning, man. That is clean burning. I'm gonna play with it. Let's, all right, look, it went down to 205. Let's see how quick it gets back to that 270. That's a good thing we did that. Let's try it. Let's see your recovery on this thing. Well, I started hearing fans kicking in. We're gonna start hearing some movement again going. It's already climbing, 210, 211. It's getting up there, guys. It's getting up there. And I had that door open for a good amount of time, showing you that meat thermometer thing. We're at 220. Recovery's quick, man. It's quick. It's just going. It's going. Climbing up. Keep it going. Still climbing. We're almost 240. Love it. Loving it, guys. I'm loving it. I'm not saying it because it's mine. I'm just saying, you want something that's easy to cook on, guys, it don't get easier in this Gator Pit pellet cooker. You want quality? You want a Gator Pit. This thing doesn't eat pellets, doesn't drain your hopper in a couple hours. That thick steel retains that heat. That means your pellet hopper is not feeding off as often, your fan's not kicking on as often, because it's not having to work its ass off to maintain your set cooking temperature that you put it at. A lot of that has to do with that thick steel. All right, it retains the heat, and it doesn't leak smoke. It's not losing heat because it's leaking everywhere. All right, that's efficiency. We're 257. It's gonna start slowing down. I can hear everything slowing down in there. And it's gonna get us right at that 270 mark again. And it's gonna start doing exactly what it was doing earlier. It's gonna bounce just around that 270, 250, 265, 275, 270 overall is where it's gonna keep you cooking at, which is what I set it at. I'm at 261, 262. So it climbed up pretty quick. But once it gets close to that 270, everything kind of starts slowing back down because it doesn't want to overshoot that temperature that you set it at. 264, 265. Again, you get the point. It's about to be at 270 and start doing all that right around that 270 hovering again. All right, that's what it's supposed to do. Again, I know I've keep repeating it, but Gator Pit custom quality. Our reputation is for quality, heavy duty iron horse type cookers. That's what these are, even in our pellet cooker. All right, you get a warranty on this. You get an owner's manual on this. Everything, your warranty is the same warranty coverage that you get from Smoke Daddy that makes the Pellet Pro hoppers. You get that warranty here, and you get the Gator Pit's lifetime warranty on this right here. All right, you have any problems with this cooker, you can contact me first, all right? And if it's something pertaining to the hopper, it's gonna go through Smoke Daddy, but you can contact me, we'll deal with it. So give me a call if you have problems with this. I came out with my first pellet cooker in I believe July of last year, so we're going on a year with these cookers. So I'm not exactly new at the designing of this. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old. This was, you know, so don't think Gator Pit's new to building pellet cookers. No, we're new to putting hoppers on what is a Gator Pit, okay? I was impressed with the Smoke Daddy Pellet Pro hoppers, which is why I'm using them and not any other brand out there that sells hopper assembly kits, all right? I haven't had any issues with mine at the house. I haven't had any issues with anyone that has purchased one of my pellet cookers. I think we put them on the market in August last year, maybe September, August or September. It was 30 days after I built mine and took it home and tested it. So it had to be around August. And we haven't had one person calling with complaints. Haven't had one person calling with any issues with any parts pertaining to the hopper, the pellet cooker side, hopper side. And of course, nobody has problems with this. I mean, it's a Gator Pit. Nothing can go wrong with that. All welded, thick, quarter-inch steel construction. Heavy duty, man, heavy duty. I got thick grease pans. I got thick heat shields over the fire pot, stuff that's going to last. See, we're back at 277, so it's gonna just hover around at 270-ish up and down. It's gonna kick back down here in a minute. That's it, guys. I don't know what else to say. I've said it all. I think this pit fired up speaks for itself. I probably actually didn't need to say anything, because I'm sure there's people out there looking at this who's been around pellet cookers, who has cooked on pellet cookers, who probably has a pellet cooker and saw this and went, crap, mine doesn't do that. Mine doesn't get that fast to temp. Mine doesn't put clean smoke out like that. Mine leaks out the doors like crazy, especially when the fan kicks on, which is where it starts putting a lot of smoke into the pit, right? Those that have pellet cookers know what I'm talking about. And then when that fan kicks on, you got smoke coming out everywhere, man. Every little nut and bolt that run through there that attaches your doors and everything else, you got smoke coming out everywhere. None. Zero smoke leak. Zero. On a 1/4-inch thick steel pit. Solid, baby. Go do that to your pellet cooker that you got and see how that feels and how that sounds. All right, guys, I've talked enough. I'm Rich Robin. I'm the owner, founder of Gator Pit of Texas Custom Barbecue Pits. I've had Gator Pits since the early 90s. I've been building pits since I was 14 years old. I will be 52 years old come July of this year. I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. You're getting that experience of mine in designing and building cookers in every Gator Pit that goes out of this shop. Every one. They're handmade. All this is handmade, guys. Handmade cookers. That's Gator Pit. It's handmade craftsmanship. Anything that is of any quality is always handmade, from guns in custom shops to motorcycles to boats. When you make them by hand, and the majority of it by hand, that hand craftsmanship turns out a fine product. Because if it's not made by hand, where's it probably coming from? China or some other foreign country that mass produces them and builds hundreds and thousands of them at a time, all the same, thin steel, prefab parts, materials, nuts and bolts, comes in a box, that's stamped made in China. The product itself will be stamped made in China or made wherever else it is and not the USA. Gator Pit's right here in Houston, Texas. Made in the USA. Built right here in this shop. 11161 West Little York Road, Houston, Texas, 77041. Phone number 713-896-0144. Email info@gatorpit.net. Website gatorpit.net. GATORPIT.net. I'm Rich Robin. See ya.